This case was about the house theft. It involved the applicant, who happened to be Arson Marange and Demetrius Renga, and the first respondent, Mutumbuka, who happens to be my uncle. This house was stolen through fraud. There was a guy called Bismuth. He went to this office and tampered with the documents at this office. They got my uncle's title deeds from Lainam Lambo, and they went away with it, and then changed all the details on the deeds, and brought a fake one. However, the matter was brought to the High Court, and initially we lost the case through so-called technicalities, and we kept on fighting until last Wednesday, when we got the final judgment, in which my uncle was declared the legitimate owner of the property. So this is where it stands right now. So we are supposed to go back to and occupy our property after 15 days, just from the day the judgment was passed. The case was actually handled by the Kushi firm. Of course, they hired an advocate, Mubaiwa, but Mubaiwa was instructed by Tom Kuzam from the Kushi firm. So we thank the guys for keeping on fighting, and we managed to win our property.
So the Mutumbuka house theft case involved a situation where some fraudsters went to the deeds registry's office, and they removed Dr. Mutumbuka's title deed from there and replaced it with a fake and fraudulent title deed. This resulted in the sale of that house to a couple known as Demetrius Renga and Harrison Marange, who approached the High Court sometime in 2022, seeking a declaratory order from the High Court in which they wanted to be declared the lawful holders of rights and interest in the property. This was regardless of the fact that they did not have a title deed themselves. They had purchased the property from one John Ngome. This John Ngome is the person whose name appeared on the fake title deed, and he is a character who has been on the run. He is wanted by the Zimbabwe Republic Police. His whereabouts are currently unknown. Dr. Mutumbuka countered the application by Zirenga and Marange to make his own court application, in which he sought to be declared as the lawful owner of the property, and he sought his title deed to be declared the only valid and legitimate title deed to the property. Dr. Mutumbuka was successful with his application on the 13th of November, which was Wednesday last week, where the High Court agreed with him and granted his order, the order that he be declared the lawful owner of that property, and the application that had been made by Demetrius Renga and Harrison Marange was dismissed on the basis that they did not hold any rights to the property. The sale that had occurred, where they had bought the property from John Ngome, had not resulted in a transfer deed being issued to them. All they had was an agreement of sale, and a seller who is a fugitive from justice. The case took quite some time, from 2022 up to 2024 to be concluded. And
why did it take so long?
Well, court processes, there are a number of court processes that took place, a number of ancillary applications that were happening here and there, but it was effectively a fight for justice, and it occurs that at times it's something that takes time, but ultimately justice we managed to obtain justice for Dr. Mutumbuka.
As a family, of course, we were a bit disturbed by this development, but we are still disturbed, even though we have acquired our property back, regained our property, in the sense that this our property was stolen through fraud and it's corruption and open corruption. And as we understand, corruption is actually we can say corruption is a weapon of mass destruction. And as long it stands, no one is safe. So we are not actually comfortable until everybody, as a nation, we fight against this scourge and the vice of corruption, so that everybody is safe. At the moment, we don't know how many people lost their properties through corruption. So as far as corruption is still there, no one is safe.
The inevitable or the unexpected result of this case, however unjust and however painful it was for Dr. Mutumbuka, is that it created an awareness of the kind of criminality that has been taking place at the Deeds Registry's office, because obviously the tampering with any document within the Deeds Registry office cannot be done without assistance from persons or officials who are employed at the Deeds Registry's offices. So we understand, and I understand from personal experience, that the systems have now been tightened at the Deeds Registry's office, and a lot of cases, similar cases, came out subsequent to the Dr. Mutumbuka case being publicized. There are a lot of people who suffered similar fates, and the hope is that our systems are improved, efficiency is improved, record keeping at the Deeds Registry's office is improved. The hope is everything gets computerized. That way, corruption will be minimized. That way, fraud and forgery can be minimized, and people will be less likely to lose their very valuable property. Dr. Mutumbuka had the fortune of being a prominent person, someone who was known, the first Minister of Education in Zimbabwe in 1980, and his prominence managed to bring the necessary publicity, which likely played a part in the attainment of justice. And we are sure this has happened to many people before, people without names, people who are not known, and people who are struggling to obtain justice out there. So the net effect of this case is that it has brought awareness in the public domain, and we are sure that the responsible officials in government, at the Deeds Registry's office, are taking all the necessary steps to keep this kind of criminality happening.